Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 14, animation. In this lesson, we're going to create animations on our web pages, and we're going to do it entirely with CSS to animate changes in style over time. So we've all watched animated movies, cartoons, anime, comics. Animation is really popular. We love animation, but what is it? Okay, so essentially, animation is when you take a series of photographs or drawings or objects, each with slight changes that when you play together as a sequence, create an illusion of motion. So essentially, animation is an illusion of movement or motion, and we're going to learn how to do this entirely with code using CSS. Okay, our first exercise is the animated invert filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to add animation to the standard invert filter, which we learned. This filter basically takes each color and inverts it to its opposing color in the RGB spectrum. And we're going to do this over a specified period of time. So our job specifically is apply an invert filter to the image. It should start off with a normal invert filter of 0%. It should end completely inverted at 100%. This should happen over the span of 2 seconds, and it should remain inverted, meaning it should not go back to the normal mode after the animation is complete. So we're going to end in a 100% inverted mode. Okay, so let's get started. When we run this code, we're going to get our image without any filter applied, and we're going to use the class filtered image to apply this animation. Let's do this over in CSS. Okay, so first thing we want to do is grab that filtered image. So I'm going to create a selector that grabs it. And then using a new property, animation, we're going to specify what filter we're applying, how long we want this filter to span over, and what direction we're moving in. So we are using the invert filter. And we want this to happen over a span of 2 seconds, moving forward from 0 to 100. Okay, so that's part one of the CSS. The next part is creating the actual animation code. So we are going to use the Keyframes Selector. This is also new. You can think of these keyframes as the series of photos or drawings or objects that I referred to earlier. Each one of those in the series would be a frame. Okay, and this kind of has two parts. The first part is where we're starting from. Okay, and this is going to be starting at the invert of 0%. That's the default mode that your photo is in. The second part is where you're trying to end at. So that's the two part. And here we're saying we want to go to invert at 100%. All right, so that should complete the animation code for this exercise. We just want to make sure we close out our keyframe selector. And that's it. Let's save it and test it out to see if it's working. I'm going to run this in a new window. And let me refresh. Oh, sorry. I missed after the keyframes part, you want to make sure you are also indicating the filter that you're using. My bad. Okay, so that should work now. Let's run the code. And there we go. You have the completely inverted image, and now this is the final result. Okay, so take a moment. If you need to snapshot the screen, please do so. If you have any questions about the inverted filter, let me know, and I'll make sure to link to some docs related to animation in the description box below. All right, nice job on our first exercise. We are doing great so far.